literally, I mean, let me go ahead and find the exact. It was 29 seconds ago. My inbox was graced with the presence of the 2024 All-ACC football teams.
There it is. I got it as well.
There is some reacting we need to do, and we're going to do it live with you. This is one of those times where we don't have any information prior to you receiving that information. How about this? Just reading the intro. We haven't even gotten to the names yet. Miami had the most first-team honorees with 4. That's fine.
Makes sense.
SMU, Miami, and... Wait a second.
You said SMU, Miami, Duke.
There's a typo right here in the first deal here.
How dare.
Miami had the most honorees with 4. Then they have SMU, Miami, and Duke all finished tied for second. So I'm guessing that's SMU and Duke tied for second. But I'm burying the lead here. Who cares about the typo? Duke has the second most first-team honorees All-ACC this season. Another accomplishment to put on the resume of Manny Diaz and that unit that has kept Duke and the momentum going despite Mike Elko and Riley Leonard and Aeneas Peoples and so many departing. Looking at the first team here, no surprise. I'll try to hit the local players first. Omarion Hampton, I believe 207 votes. That's unanimous as a first-team running back. He is joined by Brashard Smith from SMU at the running back position. Willie Lampkin, offensive guard from North Carolina, also a first-teamer, 133 votes. And unless I'm missing something, that's it for the first-team offense locally. First-team defense has Duke corner Chandler Rivers, who quietly had a very, very good season.
Yeah.
Probably not talked about enough on shows like ours. And that's it on the first-team defense. So 2 North Carolina on the first-team offense, 1 for Duke on the first-team defense. So also earlier, that stat I gave you is not just first-team honorees, must be all first, second, and third-team honorees that Duke was second at.
SMU, Miami, and Duke all finished second among conference teams with 8 selections. Clemson led all schools with 10 All-ACC selections.
Ah, Clemson was the big winner. But still, Duke's second, tied with Miami. Second-team All-ACC offense, looking for local. Omarion Hampton made it as an all-purpose back.
Yeah.
So Omarion Hampton, this is not an exaggeration. This is hilarious. Omarion Hampton, who I've been screaming UNC can't get the ball to him enough, was first-team running back and second-team all-purpose back. He was both first and second-team All-ACC. You should have given him the ball, the serving for 2, right? He gets 2 plates going through the buffet. Also on that second-team offense, Duke offensive tackle Brian Parker. I thought we might see him on the first team. And Caleb Kings, offensive guard for Duke, also making the second-team All-ACC offense.
Props to them.
Props to them replacing NFL guys because that offensive line lost Jacob Monk, lost Graham Barton, guys that went on to the NFL. Graham Barton is a starter in the NFL for Tampa. Offensive line.
Saw him
center.
Sunday.
They just have two guys slide in and immediately become elite within the conference is huge for Duke. This is becoming. Can we just say that the postseason awards for the ACC have become a love fest on Duke and Omarion Hampton?
Pretty much.
Duke and Omarion Hampton.
And there's more Duke and more Omarion Hampton. Especially second-team defense.
Second-team defense. We have Duke, defensive tackle Kendi Charles. Similarly, Aeneas Peoples, a future NFL defensive tackle for Duke last year, transferred to Virginia Tech when the coaching change happened. And
Dwayne Carter went to the NFL as well, got drafted because he was out of eligibility.
And Kendi Charles steps in and is a second-team All-ACC defensive tackle.
That Duke defense was really good.
Yeah, and Terry Moore, safety, Duke, second-team All-ACC.
Branson Combs, linebacker from Wake Forest, also second-team on defense as well.
Wake Forest getting their first recognition. Down there on the third-team offense as we continue to react. Damon Claiborne of Wake Forest. I did see somebody, it may have even been Dave Clawson, wasn't happy with how long the Miami coaches talked to Damon Claiborne after their game.
Huh.
Like, hey, are you just saying good game or are you saying things with winks and nods? Duke, Jordan Moore, third-team All-ACC. Obviously, he wasn't 100% all season. If he was, I think he ends up higher. Eli Pankel, upperclassman for Duke, splashing onto the scene this year. Another wide receiver. So 2 of the 3 third-team All-ACC wide receivers coming from Duke. Wake Forest, Damon Claiborne is both the third-team running back and all-purpose back. Starting to see why maybe Wake Forest would like to keep their hands on that guy. NC State with their first appearance. Zeke Correll, the transfer from Notre Dame, third-team center. He was a 2-year starter at Notre Dame. Came in the portal to the Wolfpack. Third-team defense, Davin Van. Found another typo. They called him Doeren Van.
Oh, how dare.
I wouldn't want to insult Davin Van. That guy is a massive human that can do backflips and stuff. Crazy athlete. Defensive end, he's on the third team. North Carolina, Jabari Ritzy on the third-team defensive tackle. He's got some of the best highlights for a defensive tackle anywhere in the country. Ozzie Nicholas, Duke linebacker, third team. And Wake Forest safety Nick Anderson, also third team. That is, I'm going to say, that's a solid representation for the Triangle squads and Wake Forest.
Yeah, on first, second, third team.
I don't see too many that I'm screaming are snubs. Are there some that maybe I thought would have the opportunity to perhaps sneak onto the third team? Sure. But none that I'm too angry about.
Scrolling through, there's a bunch of honorable mentions as well.
Bunch of them.
Scrolling through that as well, like Taylor Morin, the wide receiver from Wake Forest.
I thought Alex Howard, the linebacker from Duke, could have been another representation of that Duke defense. He's honorable mention.
Tackle Howard Sampson from North Carolina, honorable mention as well.
I have a snub for someone that didn't even get to be an honorable mention.
Timothy McKay, offensive guard, NC State, honorable mention.
I thought Justin Jolie at State did enough to at least be an honorable mention.
Yeah.
Not even getting that recognition is a little surprising to me. Taylor Morin, again, a guy who just, that Wake Forest offense never really gave him enough, but he made enough big plays to warrant some contention. It's just there's some good wide receivers in the conference.
Power Eccles, honorable mention, linebacker from North Carolina.
It's another one. I think he came in with maybe higher expectations this season than he lived up to, but it's appropriate to name him as you just did.
Again, we're reacting to all this in real time. We literally got the inbox drop right at 4:00.
I rarely do this for awards. Solid.
Yeah.
Normally there's somebody that I'm very upset about. Normally there's somebody, because I make this speech all the time as well. I don't think it's pointless. I hate people that are like, it's just wards, who cares? Oh, these voters don't know what they're talking about, who cares? I'll tell you who cares. The players.
Yeah.
The players care a bunch. They work really, really hard, and they want to be acknowledged for that work, and they want, to, when they come back for alumni outings, they want to have their glory days be commemorated the appropriate way, and it's cooler to say like All-ACC pick rather than like honorable mention. So I do think it's important, but I also think there are shades of gray, and everybody has their different opinions. I don't see any egregious issues with the All-ACC teams. We'll see if I agree as much with the awards, meaning Coach of the Year, Player of the Year, Rookies of the Year, when they come out later this week. But for my initial gut reaction, I don't see anything too infuriating, if you will. Cam Ward and Omarion Hampton were the unanimous selections.
Yeah, they're the highest vote getters of anybody. But there's also, like, if you didn't vote for them, like, what are you doing?
Yes.
What are you watching?
What are you trying to prove?
Yeah. Like, what was this, the Baseball Hall of Fame? I'm not going to vote Ricky Henderson in because,
I don't like Cam Ward because he transferred. Like, if that's where you're living, move.
And kick rocks.